And we're live from Detroit studios. This is the next studio that we're working in. Welcome to another episode of Two Detroit Nerds. You already know who it is. It's your host, Adam.
And Dom, the one and only.
We're here again today. We got a lot to talk about. We got a lot on the schedule. I want to say first, thank you guys, anybody who listened to the first episode. I really appreciate that. Make sure you please like and subscribe. We do need that at this stage. We're just beginning for our YouTube channel. But if you want to listen to some of our older episodes, please go on our either Spotify or Apple Podcasts page. Go ahead and subscribe to that. And you've got tons of episodes to listen to from us. So if you're loving this, there's a lot more where this came from. So check us out. But anyways, let's get started on this. Let's get going. I had a topic. I don't know if we want to kind of mix up the schedule because typically we do anime, video games, rap, conspiracy. But I had a rap question that I just wanted to start with.
Let's kick it off with
Can
that.
we do that?
Yeah, fuck
All right,
yeah.
Here's my thing. Was the crunk era good or am I crazy? Because I went back and I listened to some Lil Jon and I listened to some East Side Boys and I listened to like all that shit. Like even who the fuck else?
I was gonna say I don't really know who else to throw into that
Yin Yang
genre.
Twins.
Yeah, Yin Yang.
Yin Yang Twins. I was listening to that the other day and I was like, this shit is hard as fuck. Bone Crusher. This shit is hard as fuck, yo. Even some of the stuff Ludacris was doing could technically be in that spot, in that space. This is like, what, 2005? This is like the height of the Iraq War. We were in like 17 different countries. I mean, this was like the height of American empire in the 21st century.
And crunk was one of the products.
And we're listening to crunk. Crunk juice was actually something that was sold in stores. I mean, this was an iconic time. But it seems like we forgot about it. What happened?
I feel like a lot of what crunk was built off of kind of still here today is just not generalized as crunk no more. Because a lot of what I seen was so heavy with crunk music was there was a lot of dancing with it for one.
Yeah.
And for two, it almost came off as what you would call hype music. Mm-hmm. From the beats, what they were saying in a lot of these songs. A lot of their ad-libs kind of went along with that very well for me. And I'll personally say I love the crunk era. I had an uncle who blessed me and my brothers at a young age with what we now have as our library and taste in music. Mm-hmm. And crunk was a big part of that. He had this big-ass speaker in the back of his little Scion, his box Scion.
Hell yeah.
I just thought it was the coolest car ever. And the addition of those sounds just really took it through the roof for us. And I'm telling you, bro, you could hear us coming from miles away. This is how loud it was. It was loud to the point where you felt like your body and your soul were on a different vibration from the song. Just from the bass hitting, whatever it may have been. So crunk era gets 2 thumbs up from me. I mean, it was so different at the time. And if you looked at it now from what was out at that time, you would think this is definitely never going to work. And they fucking blew it out the park with that shit.
They really did. I mean, think about Lil Scrappy's Knuck If You Buck.
Dude, I love Lil Scrappy's first album. The Tip
Is
Drill album is great.
That's a banger.
Incredible album. I mean, and just the energy level, like you were saying, you play that on loudspeakers and you're in a different dimension. Like, it really is that kind of music. Like,
brings the fight out of you, bro.
Yeah.
Not even just to mention Knuck If You Buck, because that's like, if you ever thought of a rap song to fight to, Knuck If You Buck's number one.
Oh, for sure.
But just in general, just everything their songs consisted of, you're like, damn, you know, I'm not even a violent person. I'm ready to go fuck somebody up right now when I'm listening to this shit.
Easily.
That's how it made me feel, at least. But yeah, no, I mean, those guys, it was a real, to me, it was a real quick, I guess trend, if you will. I don't really always like using the word trend because trends usually come and go, but in this case, it really did. Because like you already mentioned, it's who's making crunk music today. Right. You can't name one artist.
Well, it's also too, I think, like an evolution of what you were saying.
Yeah,
like,
just changed into something
around,
different.
Like, I feel like crunk, they took like the most popular part, like the ad-libs and the chorus. And
yeah.
That was the
and just
song.
put it into the, yeah, it literally was.
There was really no verse or like little to no verse.
Yeah. Like when you knew Lil Jon was featured on the song and he
So
had a
it's
verse,
just-
it was like 20 to 30 something
So
seconds.
it's just straight heat.
Yeah, and that's what it really, that's what the product of it all was. I mean, you had Lil Jon on the production side who I don't think he gets enough credit for it because if you really go listen to a lot of the beats he made and a lot of the people he produced for, he put out hits.
Wait, Lil Jon made beats?
That's what his main his main job was he was the producer.
Oh shit!
Yeah.
I thought he was just a hype.
I thought he
man.
was like the DJ Khaled. I know. I even thought when I first heard him, I thought the same thing. But bro, in this case, I mean, you just go look it up for yourselves if you want to see what credits he has on what songs. He's got a lot, bro. And like I said, a lot of them are hits.
Did you know that Lil Jon is actually like I forgot what it was, but he's apparently like some sort of I think his parents were like professors or something.
Yeah, I was gonna say I thought he might even have a degree in something, and
Yeah.
I don't remember what it is, but
He's
that's
like-
also something that blew.
Probably music.
No,
It's
he's-
probably music. No, I think it's
He's like a chemical engineer.
yeah. I was gonna say I don't think it's involved with music at all, and it's really like you would never think that, and I hate to judge a book by its cover, but one from his appearance, with
That's why you can't.
what we'd exactly. This is a perfect example why you can't. What you'd relate with having a degree in most things, he doesn't really fit that image, but he is, bro, and I don't know. More props to him, bro.
Yeah, no, I'm super happy that Lil Jon graced us with his music in that time period. And he was just such a cultural icon that just did his thing, had his time, and didn't like linger around.
No.
He didn't stay when he wasn't welcome anymore. You see a lot of rappers now who really shouldn't, Snoop Dogg, who really
Yeah.
shouldn't be around anymore, who are just taking up space. And Lil Jon didn't do that, Like
He didn't.
I would love to see. This is how how good he was at being a celebrity. I would actually like to see him do like a Super Bowl thing because I haven't seen him in so long. Like
Yeah.
that would be cool. You know what I mean?
100%. I mean, I don't know. You're definitely right about the Snoop Dogg thing. Snoop should have hung that shit up. Never
Oh,
graduated.
He never graduated.
Wow, we just our producer just let us in on something. We were wrong. We thought Lil Jon had a degree in something, but I guess the man never graduated. That even speaks more to what he's done then, because
Yeah,
I
right.
mean, fuck, bro, he became a superstar at one point. No graduating, so fuck it.
That dude is a legend.
Let's follow in those steps.
I swear, man. Let's get Lil Jon on the show. Lil Jon, if you see this, we'd love to talk to you,
Yeah.
man. But
We need that energy on the show.
seriously, oh my god, imagine if he shouted out our show and was like, did his like voice like to
The
Detroiters.
yeah.
Yeah.
The iconic
Oh my God.
We need that, bro.
We got to see if he's on Cameo. You know
yeah,
that
for
app
sure.
where you can like get people to do shit. Yeah, like dude, that would be so
Let's get
incredible.
the cool shout out, bro. We can get it.
We got this. But yeah, that was mainly what I want to talk about with rap. I honestly thought you guys would say it was trash. That's why.
Nah, fuck no, bro. I
What
mean,
is
I
it?
know a lot of people that think it is trash because, like I said, it wasn't. I don't know why, man. There's just like this like heavy addition of lyrics only being able to be with rap for it to be good. Maybe not so much today, but within a majority of a lot of the communities. And I feel like that's why a lot of people won't say they liked it or say it was good, but you don't only need that in rap to me.
Yeah.
It's definitely a heavy part of it, don't get me wrong, but in this specific case, you don't need it like that. I mean, look at those guys. They had fucking #1 hits, and he was out for a few years, even not only with just the crunk music, just in general, after putting himself and that kind of music on the map. So
Yeah.
he knew what he was doing, bro. It worked.
What can you say?
Southern rap's the best rap too. So
That's true.
the southern production helps.
I was gonna print
Probably,
t-shirts.
yeah.
Takes it up.
Yeah, 100%. And
Not
I feel
quite
like
away.
Southern rap has also been, they've tried to imitate Southern rap, I feel like the most out of any other genre. Maybe besides, I would put it over New York rap, at least of today.
Even now, nowadays, like the super hits.
Yeah, but I mean,
Everyone's coming from the south.
Yeah,
that's
but they don't have that South, not all of them have that South sound though. And I think we
yeah,
talked
well-
about that, right?
What were we saying?
I agree.
Like isn't like Lil Uzi, where's it? Lil Uzi's from Atlanta?
I have no idea.
I think he might be. I think Playboy Cardi, if I'm not mistaken, is
Oh yeah, no.
from the South. A lot of these guys aren't coming out with that, I guess, traditional Southern sound.
I thought Playboy was from New York.
He is from New York. I take that back.
He's
I'm thinking like Migos.
He's
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
Like the stuff that's been super popular. the
Yeah,
last
yeah,
4 to 5
for
years.
sure.
Young Thug,
Yeah.
Rich
Even
Homie
before,
Quan.
yeah.
Yeah, even before, I was gonna print T-shirts that said Atlanta is the new Vienna, because when you think about it, like the place where the nexus point, the place where all of the best synthesis of everything that's going on in our culture, not just in rap, but like
Yeah.
in fashion and everything, happens in Atlanta.
Yeah,
And then
fashion,
like
movies,
like so much, it
rap
just
music.
it's just like this boiling pot of so much creativity. And also one of the things I heard about why Atlanta is such an on top spot for music is because they'll actually play their local like shit on the radio. Like whereas you go to New York, they're only gonna play like the people who are top like people.
What's gaining the listens? Even here, I mean, I hear Detroit music, but we have the radio playing all the time in where I work, and bro, I mean, the choices of the songs that they have with Detroit artists, I'm just like, this is all you guys are playing,
right?
Like, come on, man. I mean, I don't know. I don't feel like I see as much love as they could be putting out there for Detroit artists. Maybe that speaks to something.
I mean, I only listen to WDET, so.
Oh, well, there you go.
They play local artists, you know, and they'll play rap and like all sorts of local artists. I mean, not all the time.
Yeah.
Or like all day, but
enough.
I've definitely also seen like other people have their, you know, on.
Yeah, I mean the superstars, you know, the top spots, those are always going to be filled by those rappers.
Yeah, but I mean, even someone that, you know, I would imagine they play like I Swear and stuff on, you know.
Not as of late. I haven't been hearing much. Maybe he hasn't dropped any new music, or maybe he hasn't dropped anything that's popping like that, or maybe I'm listening to the wrong station. If I'm listening to the wrong station, any of our Detroit fans, let me know what to go towards.
And they probably have like certain time slots too where they do that.
Yeah,
shows like they're not,
probably later in the day.
Yeah, they probably don't do it like, you know, 3 p.m.
No.
How do you feel about like that Detroit sound that's like so popular now? Like was it Pezzy or Peasy? Peasy and
T Grizzly.
And what's
you got Babytron.
Babytron. Like, what do you think about that? Because I'm
honest opinions.
Yeah.
Hurt feelings if you have to with this.
I don't really listen to a lot of new Detroit rappers. You know, I'm probably most familiar with like Doughboys.
Yup.
Okay.
As like Detroit rap, and that's good. But you know, and I would imagine that it evolved off that.
I think a lot of it's gotten better personally.
Yeah, I mean
they rap better at least. Let me say that.
Ron listens to it all the time.
Yeah, and he's heavy into that.
That like really, you know,
Matt.
all their like favorite new artists are from Detroit, and they like that a lot.
And these are guys that listen to a lot of the same music that we've already been talking about. So it's not just like there's this thing with being from Michigan where like, at least for a lot of people that I know, they like, it's gotta be the Detroit rap for them. You know, like it's like whatever they're talking about, whatever they may be promoting, always playing. A lot of people from Michigan, and this isn't necessarily a bad thing, they're just so heavy with the Detroit sound. And I think it's cool. But it's like, look, you can like other stuff too. You know, you don't got to be strictly native just because of where you're from to your music. So. Yeah,
I mean, you know, I feel like a lot of the reason I don't listen to it as much as I would is like the beats.
Oh, bro, that's what I think I want better.
I feel like it's too fast.
That's what I don't like about Detroit.
But, you know, I mean, I don't know. I like all music really except country. So.
Yeah, I don't like country and no screamo either.
I heard somebody told me that for some reason country is like really big in Michigan, but this is like, I guess it is country here because there's like up north. But I don't know.
Want to be country people.
Yeah.
It's like up north, like probably definitely like goes hand in hand with the up north.
You know, something's funny.
Like, you know, living out in the woods.
Now that we're on the wearing boots,
away from the.
Give my Bush 30 pack, you know. I'm gonna go farm for an hour a day. No, those aren't real country people. But because we're on the topic, I actually came across this video. This is years ago, and it was this guy basically showing you how like country is basically like a white man, like a straight up white man's rap.
Yeah.
Because of the cadence.
Non-urban rap.
Yeah, because of the cadence of how a lot of the songs are sung and like the way that a lot of their like verses are done. And it was funny because I'm over here laughing when I watch this video. I'm like, get the fuck out of here. But then he plays some examples of like country verses over rap beats. And I'm telling you, bro, flows, bars, everything. It's like it can fit over a lot of rap. So I was like, man, that's really crazy because who do we, you know.
Nelly dipping into the best of both worlds.
Yeah, fuck yeah, it was.
You gotta
and it worked.
Nelly's cold, bro.
Nelly is cold, bro.
You gotta love that dude. He fucking Saint Lunatics were lit. And then all the way to, like you were saying, his country career, he's just a consistent, good, like, just hits, like, hit maker.
You know what I give him credit for that they don't give to him at all? That, like, Drake usually gets more of this? He was the person that put that, like, sing and rap shit in your songs on the map first at a time where that wasn't really the good thing, like, the cool thing to do. Like, You were soft if you were a rapper singing on your songs about the shit that he was.
I feel like Nate Dogg was the first to do it.
No, Nate Dogg was pretty much strictly singing, and he was more of like go-to chorus hook type guy.
Yeah,
I'm talking about.
He's got verses on.
He does have verses, but
the big song with Warren G, Regulators. He's got verses on Regulators.
Yeah, but like Nate Dogg.
But he did get kind of like not relegated, but
yeah, he was kind of boxed into like, who do we need for the hook?
Yeah.
Call Nate Dogg over.
Yeah, but and also he wasn't like topping charts like Nelly was.
No, and with no disrespect to Nate Dogg, rest in peace, but he wasn't putting out albums like Nelly was by himself, like solo albums. No. I don't know if he's got one.
I don't know if he does either.
Yeah,
he might, but who knows? All praises due to Nelly, bro.
All praises due to Nelly. That might be the name of this episode. All praises due to Nelly.
Yeah, for sure. I like that.
Yeah, but I think Nate Dogg was always kind of used as almost like another instrument. Like his singing voice was like this layer that they would add upon like the beat. And like he may have had verses and rhymes, but like his primary reason for being on the song was for like that singing hook.
Yeah,
whereas like
the good melody.
Yeah.
You want like a male melody that like over like a gangster rap song.
That's who you're going to for sure. Nobody else.
Totally. Yeah, but I think that was mainly what I wanted to talk about with rap. We got some anime stuff we got to get into. You guys had some stuff that you guys wanted to talk
Mike, you can start it off because I want to say what I got to say.
Okay.
Still for this episode, but yeah.
I mean, yeah. So I don't know. You were talking about CGI movies the other day.
Mm-hmm.
That, like anime. I mean, I've never seen like an anime movie that's CGI. That's like also a show.
Mm-hmm.
But like, you ever watch Final Fantasy Advent Children?
I've actually never seen that.
And it's good.
That is actually one of the good examples of using CGI for a movie / show. It's like
top-notch quality, like cutscene quality.
Yeah, like cutscene quality from the Final Fantasy games is how this whole movie was. Like,
that's different than what I was saying. Like, what kind of like like X-Arm is like it looks like they're anime characters just 3D'ized, whereas Final Fantasy is like it's like video game rendering almost.
Like how Avatar would be, literally.
Okay.
Yeah, but no, tell me about
another thing too. Yeah, like what I was thinking, like when I started watching anime and stuff, and in Dom's garage, like we would binge watch shows, and like a lot of the shows that we watched like weren't finished at the time.
Oh, true.
And like are probably never gonna be finished.
Like which ones?
Like Magi off the top of my head, Hunter x Hunter. I was just thinking like how many good shows there are that will probably never be finished.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's the studio's fault, the manga art, the source material, but like
it's a number of things.
It just bums me out, when you're watching an anime and it.
Especially when you get invested in it, bro. You're like, fuck, I like this. This is real cool. And then it's, you're watching it thinking, man, I got all this to watch, and then you go look it up. You go check on Google. Oh, when is season, whatever coming out of this show? And it's like,
2015.
Indefinite hiatus.
The top article says 2015, and you're looking in like 2022.
Yeah, like of today. No, another one that really takes the cake for that too. I mean, I would say Hunter x Hunter is definitely the top one on the list that would never be finished. That would probably upset fans the most. But one for me was Dead Man Wonderland, bro. Because it was so, like, at the time when we were watching things, outside of, like, maybe Attack on Titan and the last season of Hunter x Hunter, no show was like as dark as this one was. This one. Have you ever watched Dead Man Wonderland?
That's where he's like a demon.
No. He's in school. I think they're in middle school or high school, and there's a catastrophe in their classroom. I'm not gonna say what to not spoil anything if anybody hasn't watched. It's like huge catastrophe. Like what you could picture the worst day of school being. Yeah. This is probably it. Okay, and they end up just taking him over to this prison, and he gets framed for it, and they find out in the prison, like, they're all there held against their will, and they're, like, made to fight each other, but they all have these, like, blood powers, if you would. I forgot the actual name of it, but it's like everybody that fights has a different form in which they use their blood. Somebody uses bullets. Another guy has blades that come out of his arm. Like, there's numerous ones, and it's actually really good. It's well animated. Story is cold. It doesn't follow that hero trope, if you would, and I think it's done very well. But I guess outside of the ending in the anime, the only thing that they have past that is a series of spin-off books that follow a couple of the main characters that you see in the show, and there's no word on when anything else is coming out.
Damn.
No
I
word.
definitely have watched that whole show, I feel like, and I totally forgot about it.
Oh, for sure. I mean, I think it's 12 episodes.
I remember the blood, like, they like use their, don't they got like collars?
Yeah, they have collars so they can't like escape and do anything.
Yeah.
Like,
I think I have seen
yeah.
that. I think I might have seen like the first 2 episodes.
Maybe I watched like the first season or whatever, and
that's all it's out.
then maybe I read the manga.
Yeah, I mean, I heard the manga's pretty good, but that's also another good example of something that follows the manga and does really well with the source material, with it being adapted into an anime.
Right.
Because a lot of shows, you know, they either need to fill out a time slot or they want to try like something a little bit different to make the show work, and it doesn't always check out. But this is a clear example of one that does. They do very well with this. I mean, if you haven't watched it, check it out. It's an easy watch. It's quick.
I gotta see this.
Yeah, and from episode 1, shit pops
I
off.
thought of another show, 7 Deadly Sins. Is it finished?
Yeah, garbage,
See, but like
trash.
when I was watching it,
It was the first 2 seasons were good.
I think season 1. I don't know if season 2 came out, and then it like 6 more episodes or something came out.
Yeah, they like bullshitted us with what they called
that,
season 2.
and,
It was like nothing.
Castlevania.
Castlevania, I think, is finished.
Yeah, but that's another one that was like 6 seasons for season or
6 episodes a
for
season. Yeah,
season 1.
I never understood that format of doing
Like,
the small amount of episodes
It makes you not want to watch it.
at all. Yeah, because you're like, okay, how much am I really gonna get from this? Where is it gonna lead to? How is it gonna end? And then it's like, kind of having to have that on your mind as you're watching the show, or maybe expecting more to come out or something better. It's like it limits it. There's like only so far that they can reach outside of the box that they put themselves into.
Especially if like the source material
Is much greater.
finished.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, what is your excuse for not?
Putting it out. I've always seen, and these are, we need these questions answered, everybody, because it really hurts us. It pisses us off. It irritates us. We want to know what really stops these shows and these manga from just not finishing, or not even just finishing, continuing. Because a lot don't even continue. Like, to bring it back to Magi, like you said, they have enough source material out right now to start more seasons, but the problems that I've read with it were their budget was too low for them to animate anymore, and I've also seen screenshots and pictures of where the manga is, and there's some really bad illustrations in there. Like, you can almost see where the motivation kind of starts to nosedive for the creator, because they're like, it's like we could draw it, and that's saying a lot, because I can't draw for shit, at all. So
I never made it that far on the manga.
no, I mean it gets good. Don't get me wrong. When you read past where the anime leaves off, it definitely gets good, but I don't know. It's always weird to me.
I know for like Evangelion, because they had the Rebuild series of Evangelion, which was 4 movies. The first 2, I think the first one came out in like 2008, and the last one came out last year, or 2021. So it took like damn near 15 years to like complete these 4 movies, and what kept on happening was one, like, studio changes. Like, first it was Gainax, then they gave it to Mappa, then it went like this licensing stuff, this back and forth bullshit. Then it's like they had, I remember like when I was still in high school and shit, like reading the Wikipedias for the subsequent movies, like they already had like synopses for what the next films were going to be, and that changed like 3 times over the course of, so there's always rewriting, there's always people getting fired, people getting hired. I think these shows have such high production value that you're basically talking about, like, it's the same kind of development hell that like any movie, any feature film would go through. So yeah, I mean, that was just that example, but I was thinking about a TV show that just kind of never finished, and it was Ergo Proxy. If anybody remembers Ergo Proxy from, I believe it was like 97, or it could have been like 03. One of
Yeah.
those, somewhere in that
Late
time frame.
90s, early 2000s.
Yeah, somewhere in that time frame. Ergo Proxy was an incredible sci-fi anime. Had some of the best like designs, like in terms of like original artwork of an anime, like where you'd never seen anything like it before. Like the bad guys in the show were like these like AI voices, but the AIs had like put themselves inside of like Greek statues.
Oh shit.
Like so, like they were like these like Greek statues, like talking, and like they were like these evil, like plotting, you know, the bad guys in the show. So like they had a lot of really interesting, sort of juxtapositions of what we see in like artwork, like high art, and then like anime.
Yeah.
And it was really cool, but it stopped at like episode 23, and then it just they never completed the show. I
They
don't
stopped mid-season.
like literally they never finished the last like 2 episodes.
Wow.
Like,
And
damn, you couldn't just
That's gotta
toughed it
suck.
out. 2
yeah,
episodes?
like
Fuck.
what does it take? Like I'll Venmo you, like how much?
Yeah.
Gotta go
How much you guys need?
Yeah, but I think so many things can happen with a show that we just will probably never know, because I think unlike our Hollywood, Japanese like television and movie production is a lot more like closed. Like they're not really. I mean, I'm sure they have tabloids and they have like salacious stories that come out, but they're a lot more of like a. I feel like their culture doesn't really,
Yeah.
you know, add or like have a house for that kind of content of like
Yeah.
what's going on the inside of this studio.
Well, you
I
know
could be
why that
wrong.
is.
Why?
Bro, because of how harsh. Bro, there's a dark side that goes into creating manga and anime that I don't think a lot of people know. Like severely underpaid workers for one. Like these aren't people that are going and putting in 40, 50 hours a week. These people that go into creating these shows, they're working like 90 to 100 hours a week, like nonstop, bro. Like they're staying up ridiculous hours, like probably just hyped up off of coffee, just straight caffeine, whatever it may be, and they're just nonstop working. That's also why, to go back to why a lot of these shows don't get finished, that's why a lot of these, definitely like manga at least, that's why a lot of these don't get finished as well, because the conditions that these authors that they have to work through, like the creator of Hunter x Hunter, bro, the manga recently just went back on hiatus. He's got like chronic back pain. I'm sure all these guys have developed arthritis probably early on, because they're probably just sitting somewhere just for hours and hours a day writing shit, penning shit. If they're also illustrating it, drawing just nonstop, to the point where their body's literally shutting down on them. And it's actually really terrible, because it gets to the point where a lot of these fans don't even care about that. They just want the final product, and it's like, bro, this is somebody's life that's at risk now.
I wonder
Fuck what
too
they need
for,
to put
like,
out.
The like serialized manga, like in Shonen Jump, like I wonder if they're like bound by like a contract, like you got to give us a chapter this week.
Oh, I'm
So like
sure.
maybe
For sure.
that's probably why too.
Like One Piece has been so consistent.
Yeah,
like
but
Naruto was like a lot of these top shows. That's why.
I don't know. I haven't picked up a copy of Shonen Jump in forever, so I don't even know if those are still like serialized in there. But I would imagine, like once you like break away from that, like you could probably like, I mean, if you're not giving into the fans like, like demand for
Mhm.
new chapter, new episode, whatever, like you could probably just like take your time and finish it, and it'd be
Yeah.
better for the story overall. Like,
No, and I think like that's
you might not get like, an ending that you read or watch, and you're like, well, that, like that was just thrown together.
well. See, that's the thing though. It's like regardless of how much we want out of these people that create, at the end of the day, it's their story.
Yeah.
It's their product. You know what I mean? It's like it's gonna go the way that obviously we have so much say that goes into it, because that's what's gonna keep fans coming back and watching. But outside of that, they're gonna end it how they want, and I just
Should
I don't, huh?
Naruto ended at Shippuden?
Fuck yeah, bro. And they shouldn't even. Shippuden shouldn't even have ended the way that it did. Have you watched? You never watched Naruto, right?
Never watched Naruto, but I'll tell you this: anytime I see Boruto on my fucking Crunchyroll, I'm like, what
Pass.
What trash
Next.
is this? And I haven't even seen fucking Naruto.
Okay,
I know
well,
it. Yeah.
Naruto and Shippuden are actually, in my opinion, very good. But there's two problems I've had and will always have with these two shows. The main one, I'm sure any fan of this show is gonna have the same problem as me, is the filler. Filler is really bad. At least some shows that do filler in a high amount of it, it's at least entertaining, or it has a little bit to do with the story, although it's filler. Whereas this is just like, there's a fucking episode. To keep in mind, this is in a time period of like little to no technology. They're ninjas. So they fight with all tools, whatever. There's an episode where there's a Naruto android that comes and he fights it, and I'm just like, dude, the fight wasn't even good.
Naruto or Shippuden?
What
Shippuden.
the fuck?
See, like
Like, not
too,
good.
Damn.
Worse
That
than
sounds
the
terrible.
episode of Dragon Ball where Piccolo and Goku go get their fucking license. I'd
Oh,
rather
yeah.
watch that.
No, that's a great episode.
Yeah, I would
That-
rather watch
That's just
that,
actually
bro.
dope.
See,
Yeah.
like like a one or two episode like filler story, I feel like isn't bad. But like when you got a whole arc of filler,
That's what they do.
and like Naruto's what got me into anime, honestly.
100%.
I don't really watch Dragon Ball Z like that growing up. But like Naruto, like got hooked on it, watched it, and I think at the time, like we didn't know like Shippuden was coming.
Yeah, oh, bro, and
So
then when
you,
it did.
you like finish Naruto,
We thought that was it.
retrieve Sasuke, that whole arc finishes, and then it's like 60 episodes of all filler.
Yeah, which is, bro, I'm telling you, garbage. The second point I wanted to make about what I have a huge problem with this show is Shippuden. They're building up for the revival of the big bad, the enemy, the villain that you think is going to be the final, right? Which
Madara.
would have been, which is Madara. I didn't want to say it because it's going to spoil, but it's on there now, so fuck it. You guys should have watched it by now. It was Madara.
Spoiler alert.
They literally build it up to him being the final villain, right? Which is perfect. They probably couldn't have took the story in a better direction, right? Just for within the last, I think, 6 or 7 episodes, he gets killed, and then they introduce another big bad that they kind of just do away with much easier than it seemed that they did with Madara, and it really just kind of leaves this like salty taste in your mouth because you're like, well, what the fuck just happened? And they just flipped the script, bro.
That and like, I mean, I don't want to give too much spoiler.
Too late, bro. We did.
Yeah, everyone's coming back to life.
Yeah, except one person.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, bro. If you watch
Who's
this,
like
you
a
would be
fan
fan
favorite.
favorite.
Off a fan favorite and bring back like a bunch of people that
We're just useless.
would've
We
made
never
the-
would have wanted to see again.
would have made the outcome of the story, I feel like, that much more meaningful if people
Stayed dead.
Stayed dead.
Yeah, but I mean, Naruto's the show where not many people stay dead. There's probably like, if that, maybe like I can think of maybe 10 deaths like that correlate with like the present time, not including like flashbacks and
I mean,
things
that
as such.
and One Piece, like I love One Piece, but
There's like no deaths.
yeah,
That's one of the things we talked about.
We'll see how the
Yeah.
ending is, but
It definitely kills the seriousness that they should have in the show. Is no deaths.
and it's building up to be like a serious, like there's high stakes.
Yeah.
So like, there better not be like some it's different if they don't kill people off, but if you kill people off and just bring them back.
Yeah. What's the point?
Yeah.
Now there's this just everlasting power that there's again no danger can arise if you're bringing everybody back.
So what exactly is the difference between regular Naruto and Naruto Shippuden?
Shippuden is the continuation,
Oh,
sequel,
so
if
it's
you
he's
will.
like-
Oh.
Naruto was when they're like
Like 5
kids.
years
He's like
older.
coming up and they're going through the ninja academy, learning how to use their chakra,
It's
a lot of their
becoming
powers. It's good. The
Yeah.
original Naruto is very good
Yeah,
outside of the filler,
and I
and there's
think
not too
there's
bad a filler. in there.
Uncensored Naruto, like where
Where they swear?
well no.
Okay, I was gonna say that's fake.
Sasuke rips
No.
his arms off.
I don't think there's uncut.
I think there might be an anime adaptation like that's true to the manga because he does it in the manga.
There's a lot of shit they don't show in the manga, like when Gaara encases people with their sand and crushes them. It like just goes to a black and white screen, and like these streaks come out that are supposed to symbolize blood, but it literally shows the blood in the manga. Like
Yeah.
they're getting torn apart in the sand. So I wish they would have kept it that way, but
That's
they had to
why
keep it somewhat
feel
kid friendly.
Like, I feel like there is.
If there is, I'm rewatching then because that'll change
a raw
it.
version of the anime.
Yeah, that's dope.
Tell me why there's a scene from JoJo's that's like been stuck in my head because it was so disturbing. It was when that lady eats her baby in the first scene.
Yeah, Dio makes her eat the baby.
Yeah, that was fucked up.
That's crazy.
Dio's a savage.
That was fucked up.
He doesn't give a fuck. He literally, truly doesn't give a fuck.
I did not like that. That really stuck in my brain.
Yeah, see, like so, and they show. I think there's not like a black
No, it's like you see.
censor bar. Yeah.
Yeah, you see the shadow of it happening. You don't see it like animated though.
Like,
Yikes.
I remember like even in I think part 1 like season 1 like people like there's like some side nobody characters that like get killed,
Mm-hmm.
and they get their head like torn off in half.
Oh yeah.
You know, the top half of their head gets ripped off, but like in part 3 and like I feel like Onward, honestly, they don't, you know, show the gore from the manga. It's like
That's what people want, bro. We want it. We want that shit.
That's why
Please.
Attack on Titan's like
Perfect.
Yeah.
well was, and you know, I'm sure when the new last season drops, there's gonna be.
No. They've never
No, I'm
shied
saying-
away from.
Oh, I know. I'm saying that's why it's like the number one anime.
Oh yeah, because
Like-
that's the perfect example of source material and staying to it because they don't leave nothing out, bro. And that's why I
Chapters
love
are
it.
so long in the manga though.
Are they?
Yeah.
That's
Like,
probably why they're fucking
60
doing
plus
20,000 parts to this last season.
Yeah, I haven't seen that last release of Attack on Titan, and I feel like, yeah, I know, I'm dumb. I haven't seen it. I saw the first half of whatever that got released, and then I haven't finished it.
You have whatever you're watching, pause it,
Here's the
put it back
problem.
in the
I think I'm gonna have to go back
and rewatch,
and rewatch
then
it
start the
because
rewatch. I don't think it's that long.
It's not. It's not. It's like 40 episodes, honestly.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
yeah.
like one of my friends, Darius, you know, he
Yeah,
doesn't fuck with anime.
but
He
after all
watched
these
Attack
years,
on Titan.
he
Oh,
loved
sure.
it. He watched some of
That
Naruto.
shit was- yeah, he finished Naruto.
Did he?
I think he's on Shippuden right now. But
He's also
Like that-
watching
that,
One Piece
you know,
right now.
like that vibe, yeah.
Good luck. Have fun. See you in like 10 years, buddy.
Yeah.
But like that, like not even like the violence, just like the one. It's like fucking, you know, you would hope that shit would never happen.
Yeah. That's
You
if
can
there's any
imagine, like,
anime
yourself
world,
as a ninja, like, I don't think anyone imagines himself
unless you're Levi.
as a scout.
The only people that you could actually, I would say, be that you would know you're living, Levi, maybe Aaron, maybe not though, because in the early stages, you know, I thought my man's just gone, and like Mikasa. Those are like the only three.
Reality, you're just a regular citizen.
Yeah, you're just a normie.
I think one of the things that really makes that show like so dark is that in most animes you have like an episode or at least a situation that will arise like every couple of episodes that's like lighthearted. You
Yeah.
know? That's like
Yeah, you gotta have comedic relief.
right.
Or, like,
But Attack on Titan,
Character.
there's like very little of that. There's like in the beginning, in the first season, there's like, from what I remember, there's like maybe 2 or 3 instances that are like truly comedic, and then from that point on, it's just dire
Yeah.
situation after situation.
And I feel like the only character, even within the later seasons, that brought any of that was Sasha. Because she just
Yeah.
always had that everlasting hunger.
Mhm.
She was
Potato
always stealing
jokes.
food. Yeah, the potato jokes. It was like her and is it Hanji? She's
The
one of their like the doctor.
Yeah.
Those are like the only two that I
Those
can
are-
think of off the top of my head that actually would somewhat bring that back. But even in the later seasons, bro, they get real serious and they have to. I mean, look at the conditions they're in. I mean, come on, bro.
That stinks.
I think from where I had left off, the show was really starting to show like all of its cards, like because there's like this stretch of the show where you're just trying to survive, like you don't even really know what's going on. Hey dog,
We just got joined by Cheerio, guys.
it's a cute doggo.
Yeah, she is.
So there's like this stretch of the show when they're just trying to survive, like it's when they're out beyond the wall and like
Yeah.
they're by that big ass tree or whatever.
Yes,
Like that whole
yes.
section is just so like white knuckled, like you're so
Yeah,
fucking
they're, like,
stressed
stuck
out.
there.
Yeah, you're
And that's
just
the first time they see the Beast Titan, right?
I think it may be. What do you remember? What season that was?
it has to be season 2.
Yeah, it's season 2. And I'm
Yeah.
pretty sure that's like when they're stuck in the trees,
Mm-hmm.
and then they're stuck at like I don't want to call it a castle, but like a house or some shit.
Yeah. And then it's
What's
like
her- what's her
nighttime
face
comes
is like,
around.
What's her face like has to like find an excuse to dip out because she's the Beast Titan,
No,
or not Beast.
you're thinking of Ymir, the ugly ass one.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's with Historia. Historia and
Not the Beast Titan.
I forgot which Titan that is. Fuck.
It's like the one that it's like
I forgot her
it's
name,
like
too.
small and like
Yeah,
that's like the
it's like a
first
fucking gremlin.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
like the first introduction though that you get to like a Titan that's not
Like a big.
besides the
big
users
one.
that are like
Yeah,
walking around and just eating.
yeah, for sure.
And you're like, oh shit, this like we could just all be murked fast as fuck.
in seconds.
The
Just the transformation can kill them.
Yeah.
yeah, dude, that shit's
It's
fucking.
like a small nuke going off, but
It's fucking crazy. It's just so there's such heavy elements in that show. Like everything feels heavy. In
yeah.
that show, like everything feels like you were saying, like just a transformation could kill you if you're too close to it. Like things in that show are just so unforgiving and like potent.
It's like if Dark Souls was an anime.
If Dark Souls was an anime, there it is. I'm surprised they haven't like made an adaptation of.
They'd be fucking no. I would push more for an Elden Ring
Yeah.
adaptation now instead of Dark Souls. I mean, I love Dark Souls, but I feel like with how many doors they opened with Elden Ring, do it.
Because Elden Ring has like one of the most mysterious stories. Have you played Elden Ring?
I have not.
Oh my god, man! It's
Don't get them on it, bro.
That's only because I got a first gen PS4.
No, that's not
Sure.
the only reason why.
Why?
What?
Because he didn't even come close to beating Dark Souls 3.
Oh,
Yeah, Dark Souls 1 though, I'm at like. I'm stuck on that fucking stupid tree boss, but I don't know his name. You gotta fight this like giant tree. Like, it's like all roots and
dude,
the
I've
floor collapses. It's annoying as fuck. And I like one day just put it down. I was like, fuck this, I'm done.
That might be the same boss. Do you have to hit?
3 spots. You have to hit.
Is it
one
like
on each
are they
side.
balls,
It's like one on each side. Yeah, like break these.
sacks?
You only gotta hit them 3 times to beat them.
I think they brought that same boss in
But
Dark
it's,
Souls 3
like,
because there's
so
almost the exact same boss fight.
Dark Souls 3.
He's
I
sitting
don't even think
down.
I have to boss.
He's sitting down in a corner. You run up to him. He turns around. The fight starts. Literally, like they look like if like spiders laid their sacks all over this tree, and you had to hit certain areas. And then after you take his health down so much, the floor collapses, and you're in this like
Yeah.
underground volcano almost. It looks like, and then you're fighting him down there.
Yeah, so the one in Dark Souls 1 is like you like slide down this ramp. Once you hit like 2 of the balls, like one ball the floor collapses a little bit. The second one, like as always, it's like you die, right? If you
Yeah.
fall. So you like slide down, the floor is still collapsed. And like now you gotta like find a way to he's got like 2 attacks I think. Like one is just like a sweeping arm that's like fucking hard to dodge while you're trying to like make the jumps.
Yeah.
And then the other one is like a fireball or something that hits you.
Oh, I
But-
wonder.
Yeah, I got frustrated and put it down. I re-downloaded it though, so
Yeah, get
but
back
I
to
am
it.
pretty
Bro.
far now. I got like good shit, and it's fun.
It is.
I've never beaten Elden Ring. I'll be honest. I've gotten close, but no dice for me. It's
I
there's
watched some of the fights are I don't know how.
I don't know how
I
to
beat
beat
it twice.
Yeah,
Not
I
to
don't
brag.
I don't understand that. Like, I don't understand first of all doing it twice. Like, just that idea alone, like, gives me stress. Like,
Oh, bro. I mean, even as high leveled as I am, all the weapons I have, all my upgrades, whatever build I'm on, there's no forgiveness. Like I can still go into a boss fight, certain bosses, and you can get like 3-shotted with ease. You can. I mean, most of the bosses definitely towards the end game have just attacks that are just automatic death, insta death. Like if they get you with that attack, you're dead.
for me, the problem is I never feel strong enough. I always feel like I'm too weak to attack certain bosses at certain times. So I'm always in this like loop of like farming. I go out, I'll like kill a bunch of or not bosses, but I'll just like kill a bunch of like minor bosses.
Yeah.
You know, like think I'm good, think I'm lit, and then I'll get to like Marika or something, and then I'll be like, what's the
no,
one?
there's
The Black Blade.
Malekith.
Malekith. Yeah, I'll get
Bro,
some fucking Malekith. And I'll just
That
be
was
like,
that was easily one of my toughest fights, and I like it pisses me off to say that because I know there's fights that are harder, but I don't know what it was with him. He just gave me the fucking work. I probably died to him about a good 20 something times. Finally got it, and I was just like, could have fucking jumped through the ceiling of my room. Bro. I swear to God.
There's
When you got your first nuke in Call of Duty.
oh,
Oh. Nah, I would have woke up the whole fucking block for that. Bro. Trust me.
13 years old.
I did it, guys! I got the nuke.
Voice.
Yeah.
Sound like a little girl.
Oh fuck yeah! I don't give a fuck, dude. My block will know who I am.
Dude, the best thing that they ever did with the new Call of Duty was adding shipment on Christmas. Did
Oh
you
yeah,
guys
and they had
notice
it like
that?
holiday themed too.
Dude,
That was awesome. They had like
oh.
in the newest one, they had like Christmas lights all around the map. Santa had it was awesome, bro.
That was
I haven't
lit.
played Call of Duty in a minute.
What are you gaming on recently?
Right now, got Wolfenstein 2.
Is that good?
Yeah, I got it for $6 on the Nintendo eShop.
Hell yeah.
It's like that. It reminds me of Doom. I never played the first one, but I heard like good stuff about the second one.
I think
even though it's old, but
there's 4 out, right?
no, I think there's just 2. Wolfenstein.
The New Colossus is the one you have. That's what it's called. No, I think there's 3 out, 3 or 4, because there's a newer one that came out. I mean, within the last like 5-6 years.
It reminded me of like of Doom.
Yeah, it's very fast paced.
Like, 50 health.
Yeah, it's hard though,
And
bro.
It's
hard as fuck.
Yeah, there's like 7 different modes. I'm on like the moderate,
It's
moderate
still
game,
hard.
like 2 up from the baby one.
Yeah.
Like when I was selecting my difficulty, like if you choose the easiest mode, he's got like a pacifier on.
Yeah.
And a bib.
They really give you the shit for it.
There's like, hardcore mode, and then like one that's locked. You probably gotta beat the game to unlock it. But like one. That's
Yeah, it's like
harder
who has
than
the
that.
time for that?
And I'm like, I get pissed when I die.
Yeah, bro,
this,
that's just
on this
annoying.
one, I can't even imagine what it's like on the other one.
Dude, you're getting like one-shotted.
Yeah, you like eventually would probably like learn where everything is, and it's like Doom. Like where all the good guns are, where all the
Where to grab them.
where the, like 100 health is and shit.
That's
like,
the only helps so much.
You get health and then it decreases back to 50.
Yeah.
So like the idea.
Yeah, you're not just out here maxing out your HP bar and
The
shit.
idea is you're probably like just like keep going. Like the faster you go, the more health you'll have.
And the better it
to
is
fight
for you.
enemies. It's fun though.
That's also a very unforgiving game, for sure.
Wolfenstein.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Futuristic killing Nazis.
It is
It's
dope
like
though.
Inglourious Bastards, but
Yeah, literally. That's
But
what
in
it
the
was
future.
like. Yeah, it's awesome.
That's lit.
And the main character reminds me of the guy from Inglourious Bastards that gets killed at the card table.
Oh shit,
But
you're
he's not the one
right.
that caused it. He's the one that he like puts the pistol in the dude's
Yeah,
lap.
yeah.
The guy that defects or whatever, and like they break him out of jail.
Oh, Hugo Stiglitz.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The main character looks and like kind of has like a similar
Imagine that's where they got the idea from.
character model.
That's probably where. I mean, only so much of it, obviously,
That was
being that it's
kinda-
futuristic.
A game that I really enjoyed that I like. I mean, I played RPGs in like Final Fantasy X when I was a kid, but it got too hard, and so I stopped. And I was like, it's too slow of a game. But Dragon Quest XI, bro.
Oh yeah.
Put, like 150 hours into it.
Holy
Ooh.
shit.
So good.
Is that on Xbox One?
They do have it.
I played it on the Switch.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure they have that. I think they had. I don't know if it still is. They had one on Game Pass. You said 11?
Yeah, Dragon Quest XI.
It might
It's like the overworld is kind of reminded me of Breath of the Wild.
Yeah,
It wasn't
it's
like
got to
open
be that because
world,
I
but
played a little bit of it. It was sweet, but you have to like. It's not something you can just go jump into and be like, "Damn,
It's
I like this." Like you have to really like. You don't have to give it a lot of time, but you definitely have to get used to the playstyle because it's not like any of the other RPGs. It's not like turn. It's not the same
It is turn-
version of turn-based that you would have in like. Well, Final Fantasy is like. I mean, you have your order of attack, and then you like choose this, but certain things depend on who's gonna go first and what attack you use, all that. This one was a little different. Maybe I played it
It's
differently.
definitely slower. Like Final Fantasy 13 was the last one that I played, and that turn based is like way faster paced than this.
Yeah,
But the story is so good.
yeah, I'm about to check it out, bro.
And, I don't want to spoil any of it, but it's I
So
thought I
no.
beat the game. I was like, sweet. And then like some other shit happened. I was like, oh hell yeah,
Good.
You get to go. It's
Yeah.
good.
Spoiler alert. No.
It's
I
good.
gotta get on that.
The last one I played was Dragon Quest like 1 and 2 on the Game Boy Color.
Oh,
And
true.
it was like 2D, and I fucking
Just gave up
I
on
was-
it. I don't know what to do.
I was like 6 or 7. I was like,
Yeah, you
I
definitely didn't know what to
can't
do,
wrap my head around this. I mean, Pokemon's turn based too, but I could wrap my head around that.
bro.
They
2 games I've been playing recently.
the new Final Fantasy, not the new one, not Crisis Core. I haven't played that.
15.
But the 15, we talked about this.
Yeah. It has the potential to be
It
good.
it had such high potential, and like there are parts of it that are fun. I'm not gonna say it's not fun. Like the combat style is pretty fun. It's
Yeah.
not turn based. It's like hack and slash.
And it's
like,
fluid. It's
and
real. It's like it's quick. Like a good quick.
Yeah, yeah. And like the only thing I would say that sucked about it was like low key kind of the story. Like I wasn't vibing with the characters. I wasn't vibing with the fact they had like a classic car, even though it's supposed to be Final Fantasy world. Like
Futuristic,
yeah,
futuristic with
Yeah, bro. You got
Yeah.
motherfuckers literally like the main character Noctis, bro. This guy during battle you can teleport. You can like you throws his sword and he teleports, grabs up. Why am I in a car? Why are we not flying right now?
The new Final Fantasy
looks
trailer looks
sick.
super sweet.
No, that shit looked next level. Like that shit is there's certain games, and this is just like a general statement. There's certain games that make you understand why, like certain systems exist. Like,
Yes.
Like I'm like, okay, we have a PS5 now. What am I really gonna play on it? Like, what are the games that are really gonna utilize and take advantage of like this powerful ass system? And then you see fucking Final
Horizon.
Fantasy, and then or Horizon, or
Did
any
you
of these
play,
games.
Horizon?
I just said that.
Oh, did you?
Yeah.
Yeah, I haven't played it. Is it good?
I played the
great.
first one on PS4. The first one's really good,
Great.
but I heard the second one's like on the PS5 specifically, because of the graphics and how good they look, is
Unmatched.
ridiculous.
Yeah, I gotta get on that. I gotta get on getting onto my next gen games. The only thing is, the only game that I really saw that I was like, this shit is like so incredibly immersive was Callisto Protocol.
Oh yeah, bro.
That game looked like, okay,
It's the creators of Dead Space. It looks like it looks like what would be a Dead Space remake, in the best way possible.
yeah, in the best way. Like, it's so fucking immersive. And like that shit, I was like, okay, this could only be made on the next gen.
Yeah, for sure.
Whereas a lot of the games now are still being cross-released. They're still being released on and Callisto
Like,
Protocol.
released with shit graphics. Like
Yeah,
Pokemon.
I would say within the next few years, they're gonna stop the production. I would imagine because
They have to, yeah.
they're just at this point. I feel like it's, I guess, not a waste, but because I have a next gen console, I see it as a waste. I'm like, bro, you guys just gotta get the new system now.
Well, I gotta get a new Xbox for Starfield.
Get the
Starfield.
little one. Oh, you didn't hear about that?
No, I have heard about it, but I heard it like hasn't come out. Like,
No,
they
it's
don't-
not out yet, bro.
It's
That's
it's
gonna be the
Xbox
game.
exclusive.
That's gonna be because my boys put on that big bag alert. Purchase Bethesda. I mean, this is a Sony fanboy over here telling you
Well,
he's about to switch over. He's a Sony fanboy.
Yo,
But like probably getting into video games and like single player video games.
Definitely
You know, I
PS2
played,
holds
like,
that.
Skyrim and Fallout 4, and I was like, oh shit, man, this is fun.
yeah.
How about I tell you, I
Before that,
never
I
played
played,
either of those.
That's wild. I mean,
And here's my problem with it. As good of a game as I know Skyrim is, I can't go back and play that style of game because of when it came out.
you can mod.
I know you can do. Yeah, I have been told do it with the
Crazy
mods.
video. You can make it look like
A brand new game.
well,
like,
you can
not
make
the same game
combat
at all.
Like Dark Souls, you get like dodge rolls and shit, which is not in the original game. You can have, like,
it.
You might have to cop that.
I have it.
And like
Oh,
they
shit.
have the health bar. Like enemies don't. They have like the health bar that's like above their head once you start combat.
Yeah.
But in the other one, it's like on your, I guess, display.
Oh, okay. On your
like, if
HUD.
you're fighting them.
Yeah.
Or that one like fall. And people, you get like crazy specials, and you can make the graphics way better.
Danny, you guys, do you guys do racing games? Anybody?
I used to. Mainly like Need for Speed and Midnight Club, which Rockstar, what the fuck are you guys doing with Midnight Club?
Yeah.
I mean, you have everything you need to release this on. You guys we're only getting GTA news. Like, it's cool. I'm very excited for GTA, but fuck, man.
And you know what's crazy is like, that's an IP that's just sitting there that people would go and like pre-order.
Oh, they'd
and
go
buy.
crazy over it.
Like, so this whole fucking story that every
Cash in on nostalgia.
yeah, like this whole thing that every fucking video game developer says is like, oh well, we need to make sure we're gonna make enough money off. It's like, yo,
There's no way you won't.
there's no way you wouldn't. And like this whole new business model of like, fucking having to pay for everything, like little microtransactions. I would, for Midnight Club, like, what?
See, I'm not saying I wouldn't go along with that, but if they do that, they're gonna. I would say they're kind of dumb unless they introduce it with like an online mode only for this reason. The only things that I feel like they're gonna be able to have within a microtransaction is certain cars or certain parts, which would be okay as long as the parts at least are very beneficial. Like,
Oh yeah.
you know what I mean? But I can't. And skins would be okay. I'm okay with it being a skin, but when you get so far into like Midnight Club, even from what Dub Edition did, you wouldn't even need skins.
Yeah.
You could get so in depth with the customization in these games that everybody was damn near making their own skins. There was even a point where, because there was online play with that game. I don't know if you guys remember. You could be online. You could race around. There wasn't as much involvement with chat, but you could race around, go do shit like that. if I'm not mistaken, you could upload or download pictures or certain graphics into the game to put as a decal on your car. So people were literally doing that and making like some of the cars from Fast and Furious, like the Supra. I remember saying they had the exact Supra that you had on there.
Holy
the
shit.
Skyline, all this shit, and I'm like, bro, when they release a new one, there's no way they're not gonna do that, or maybe they'll already have it included in the game.
I think the last racing game I played was Need for Speed Hot Pursuit.
The original,
Damn.
dude, that's PlayStation 2.
That's so long ago.
Oh my god! You know what's a really good Need for Speed game?
5.
Forza looks fucking great, bro.
Yeah,
What is it? There's Forza Motorsport, right?
Forza 6.
Don't they have Horizon also?
Yeah, they have Horizon 5, and then they're on Forza 6 right now. And then the new Forza that's coming out is just called Forza Motorsport.
Yeah, don't they usually like do? There's 2 different Forza, right? There's like one that's purely dedicated to like track races and shit like that, and then they have one that's more like
that's open.
World. You can go drive. Yeah, and I think that's also smart because that now divides what for most titles would be one game into 2 now.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because it offers you everything that comes with those. I think that's fucking great.
And I have of Horizon. I think I have Horizon 3, and I have Forza Motorsport 6. So they definitely got my money. Like, I definitely went and got both. It's the same game, but just 2 different modes, and I fucking got that shit because Forza's just so lit. The only issue I have with Horizon is that it's a little bit too, for an open world, there's too many guardrails. There's too many, like, objectives and things that you have to do to progress in the game. Whereas, like, I would rather them have spent more time building a really big world. Like, does anybody remember Test Drive Unlimited? The first Test Drive.
Test Drive, yes. Yes.
Yo. They had
Dope.
the whole island of Hawaii. You could drive the entire... That's still the biggest open world game I've ever played. And, like, I don't understand why more developers never went that route of just being like, yeah, you know, we're going to have races, you can buy houses and bullshit. But what's really the whole point of the game is just to explore, just to get in a nice car and just drive, listen to some music. Like, I spent
just scenery.
Hours. Scenery,
I feel like more so, not maybe of today of what I'm a fan of, but at least then for sure, like it was almost, I would gravitate more towards that like scenery play in a video game, in a racing game than I would in maybe an action adventure RPG. Because like even like not to bring it back, get off this topic, like Elden Ring, like I caught myself at times literally just running around for hours looking at shit,
me too.
discovering new shit. Whereas in a racing game, it's almost like, because you know what bounds you're not going to go outside of, it makes it that much better to go see everything else. Because you know you got to think what you're limited to in a racing game. You're not getting out of the car in most of these. You're not driving in water, doing things like that. So to be able to see all those landscapes, all those different things, it brings it together more for me.
Like Adam said, Hawaii or like...
That's what I'm saying. Like they would include more that you would want. Like being like, think about us, okay? Like I know you have. I've never really been out of America, and I think of like the roads I drive on every day, what I see, what I'm used to, all that. Fuck yeah, I want to go drive a fucking badass supercar, fucking 1,000 horsepower, doing 250 in Hawaii. Are you kidding me, bro? Of course I would want to do that. But how close are you going to get to that? Clearly, the video game. If you're going and doing that in real life, have fun.
Right.
Remind me of that. That's the Sam Hyde thing
What,
that we watched. The it could cost you this. Yeah. How about it could cost me my fucking life? I just thought about that shit, bro, and it had me dying.
It's so funny. Shouts out to Sam Hyde and PGL.
For sure.
Shouts out to that podcast, yo. That shit is so funny.
You gotta watch it, Mike.
Oh man,
it's great.
I may have to show you this after the show.
Yeah, bro, it was so good.
So the joke is like, he's like, you know those speed cameras that will, you know, tell you what speed you're at? There's one in Rhode Island where like it says like your speed, and if you're over a certain amount, it'll say like, this could cost you $250, like in a very passive aggressive kind of way. So he was like, what if he was like, how about, he was like,
He says like he's giving like a scenario, like it was like a 40-mile-an-hour speed thing, right? And he's like, you know, if I'm clocking in like 67, 70 past this thing, you know, what's going to happen? And then he gets off into this little rant. And one of the funny things he says, because it pisses him off. The dude's saying like, hey, this pisses me off, how passive aggressive it is. And one of them, he's like, can you just imagine, pull up, you're boiling, sweating right next to this thing, you just clocking doing like 170.
And you're like, how about it cost me my fucking life?
It's so fucking funny, bro. You got
What's
it.
the podcast called?
It's called Perfect Guy Life, PGL, but you have to go through a paywall to see it. But on YouTube, they have a bunch of clips of it, so you can still watch a bunch of it on YouTube. But holy,
Shout out YouTube.
yo,
Yeah, shout out YouTube.
shouts out YouTube.
Forever. All praises due to YouTube.
All praises due to YouTube. That's the name of this
Yeah,
episode.
Man, that's like the Always Sunny episodes they don't got on Hulu no more. Like you can watch them on YouTube, so it's like.
Yeah, it's like, fuck it. Why am I paying for this service?
Did they take episodes off of Hulu?
Which
Yeah.
and that doesn't make any sense to me because who doesn't?
'Cause there's
So where did they originally start the show on? FX.
FX. It was.
And is FX owned by Fox?
Yeah.
Yeah, well, that doesn't make any sense
FX,
because Fox
Or it might have
also
been
owns
Comedy
Hulu.
Central, and then FX.
I used to
FX,
remember
Comedy
always
Central.
seeing it on FX
Or
back
maybe
in the day.
it's FXX.
Because that was at its. Yeah, I mean, it turned into FXX, but
But yeah, it's a subsidiary of.
Of FX. Yeah.
I don't understand Hulu taking certain things off, bro. Hulu,
I don't understand.
hit my line, Hulu, because there's some things I need to speak to you guys about.
Yeah.
Some
Hulu,
important
hit
things.
the line, Hulu. We gotta
Yeah.
talk.
You know, some of those episodes are.
Just gold, bro.
Yeah.
So funny. No, the best episode for me of that show is the episode where they do the beauty pageant.
Oh my god.
and fucking
his
Danny
his
DeVito.
mic still.
Yeah. And Danny DeVito is in that fucking outfit where he's like got a mortician to do his makeup, and he's on he's on
Looks
the
like he should be
fucking
in a
stage.
Dracula movie.
Holy shit! That like it gets to this like demented level of like fucked upness that
Yeah.
no other show I've ever seen.
No,
gets
and
to that
that's
level.
like
Cold
that's the
open
best
is
thing
good,
about the
yeah.
show.
Yeah.
To me is like here's where you can come about to cross the line, and they're literally right the fuck there. They maybe even get a little up here
Oh,
sometimes,
for
but
sure.
it works so well, bro. And I love that show.
So good, man. So
The
good.
cold open is one of the best ones too. When he like runs, he runs into the bar and eats shit, and his nose is all bloody.
Yeah. Oh
Like,
my
stuff it
god. Yeah, like holy shit. That episode is just like it's the quintessential Always Sunny episode.
Artemis is like the DJ.
Yeah,
And she's like smoking a joint, and the dad comes over and he's like, "But what is this?" She's like, "Sir, please go back to your seat."
yeah. No, remember when they have the kid do the song like dance and the music is like
The Game Boy?
Yeah, they have
Mr. Gorbachev. It's like a chopped and screwed version of like Ronald Reagan's speech during the Cold War.
It's
And then they're dressed up as like Devo.
yeah. Oh my
Oh my
god.
god, bro.
That shit.
I
is
gotta
so
go
good.
back and watch that show again because it's been a minute for me. There's little to no episodes that have not made me laugh hard.
Yeah.
Honestly.
I remember, watching it for the first time. I wish I could forget it and go back and watch it.
Yeah, because I remember, bro, like when I was younger and then like the only access to it would have been through FX. I didn't understand that humor. Like a lot of that shit was never funny to me, but
Now
Yeah.
for like
a minute.
almost like 20 years.
Yeah, for a minute now, and it's
16th season.
that's one thing I'm glad that I've acquired through aging is the sense of humor that I have now. Because a lot of shit then that I just never would have even found it close to funny.
Relatable life experience.
What time are we at?
Check.
You may have to.
It's been about an hour.
It's been 103. We're at hour 3.
Yep.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're at our hour. Here we go. We're ending the show.
Sorry, guys.
I do have to ask one more time, if you would, please subscribe and like this episode if you enjoyed it. If you didn't enjoy it, then email us at twoblacknerds@proton.me and tell us why you didn't like this episode.
That's
maybe,
the number 2.
Maybe it's the way I look. Maybe it's the way Dom looks.
Maybe it's the way we speak.
Maybe it's the way we speak. Maybe it's the fact that you didn't get to see Mike this entire episode and we were talking to him.
Yep.
Maybe that just was bugging you. You want to see how this guy looks. You're never going to see him.
No, you're not.
never going to see him.
He's staying anonymous.
He's going to be anonymous forever.
Don't
so
bank on it, guys.
just get over it. But tell us what you think about the show. Email us, and we'll definitely talk about anything you guys want to talk about on the show. So let us know what topics you want us to bounce around, and we'll definitely do that.
Like and subscribe to the page too, guys.
Yeah,
That's
like
what we
and
need.
subscribe.
Share that shit. Share the fuck out of it. Tell everybody
Share
you
this.
know. Let them know how wonderful we are. Or maybe how terrible we are. Whatever it is, get it out there for us.
Yeah, just let people know what you thought.
Yeah.
Otherwise, we love you.